Hey, we're in Bloomington, Indiana. This is Anthony Hill, and we're going on a behind-the-scenes tour of his facilities here. Come join us.
I think we have 12,000 to 15,000 square feet.
Look at all these things that you do. Now, you started off doing lawn mowing before you got into the big equipment stuff.
Just lawn mowing, yes, and then landscaping. And then I wanted something more challenging, and tree removal and tree trimming is life or death. So of course, we had to do that. Why wouldn't we do that?
Now, when you started out, you just had a lawnmower in the back of a minivan.
Yep, lawnmower, back of a minivan, and slowly grew from there. And now we're doing, big retaining walls and patios and all kinds of
What
work.
are these kinds of machines you have here?
So these are all zero-turn lawnmowers. It's been a while since I've looked at all these. I didn't realize we had this many lawnmowers at this point. We've been growing that area of the business a lot because it's a nice, consistent thing, and it's an important part of maintenance. And it's what we started off doing, so we'll always be doing lawn mowing.
So you have a ton of recurring customers where you just mow their lawn every week.
Yeah, yep.
How many recurring customers do you have?
After this year, it'll be right around 2,700.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how many people does it take to service that many customers?
So we have 40 employees during the peak season, and then it levels out to about 30 during the fall and winter and early spring.
Yeah. How many vehicles do you think you have?
20 to 25.
Including all these commercial vehicles or the tree trimming thing?
Well, it's like, there's these old vehicles that have just been parked for this one's one of my favorites. I love this one. It's been down for 2 years now.
Yeah.
It's an old Suburban. I think it's almost repaired. We have some other repairs we're doing with it, but.
Yeah. So when you're in Bloomington, do you have people that stop you and say, hey, are you Anthony of Anthony's Lawn Care?
Yep.
And you're always wearing your gear too, huh?
Yeah, I'm dressed like Garth from Wayne's World when he's in the Reebok suit. That's what I always tell people. I might as well get green pants too.
Yeah.
Yep. So, and then, that's why I said up there. It's kind of funny, the loft.
What's up in the loft? It's like
we
a
can
little
go check
workshop.
it out.
Let's go check out the loft.
We could turn that into a cool workspace one day.
You could have a party here. You could have like a rave.
That's what I was saying, yeah. We could have a band up there. Oh, this is where we keep some of our snow shovels. Yeah, I thought about having a desk up here and having like a little office up here at one point.
That'd be cool.
Have a desk right up here as everyone gets in. Just sitting there. Maybe I'll get a desk that you can stand at. Good morning. Welcome to Anthony's Lawn Care as people walk in.
Why did you pick this facility for your warehouse?
Funny story with that is we did a YouTube commercial because we were outgrowing our other space. So I put out a YouTube video and a Facebook video asking, does anyone know where we can move? And then someone sent me a message on Facebook saying they knew about this place. And we came and looked at it and signed the lease that day. Now we're looking at buying property too, but I still think this is a good area because it's in the heart of Bloomington. So when it comes to logistics, we're close to all the areas we serve for the most part. I mean, we do serve some areas that are almost an hour away from here, but when it comes to Bloomington and nearby areas, this is a perfect spot.
What percent of your business would you say is within like 10 miles of Bloomington, the downtown area?
60 to 70%. Yeah, we do a lot here. But we do a lot in Nashville, Indiana, a lot in Unionville, Indiana, Ellettsville, Indiana, Springville, Bedford, Indiana, Martinsville, a little bit in Franklin and Greenwood, Columbus. We do some work in Columbus. Actually, one of our crews is there today, I think, so. That's about an hour away. It's by Nashville. Oh yeah, we do a lot here. And we started that way. We didn't just grow to that level right away because it wasn't viable at first, but and for route optimization and everything, a lot of people like to just keep a 5-10 mile radius and then they call it a day, but we've wanted to keep growing. So we'll probably have shops in those other areas that with other people who live in those areas, because just driving an hour won't always make sense.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
But we're still testing that out and seeing how it goes.
And we're going to visit the office where people are going to pick up their paychecks on Friday.
Yep. Yeah, sure. The office is it's probably about as messy as the warehouse. New newsletter. Oh. Sweater weather and perfect yards. And then the picture on the front is them in t-shirts.
There you go.
For sweater weather, right? Here, you can have a copy. Here you go, Parker. I know this is vital. You have to have this.
So you mail this out to all existing customers?
Yeah.
Like 2,700?
Yeah, every month.
How do you think branding it as Anthony's and having Anthony's on all your equipment, how has that affected your business? Like we just saw these other tree trimming companies we drove by, they just have white trucks. With
versus no branding.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because at first we contemplated the idea of let's just not put our name on trucks. That way if one of the guys isn't driving right or nobody knows who we are, so we can't get in trouble. I have our ad tracking right now. It's towards the middle of the list where people will call in because they heard of us from our trucks. I'll share that data with you right now.
More
look at that. Look at how far up that is.
Wow.
So
that's
sauce and fuel.
10% of your business comes from that.
So it was a good move to put our names on trucks.
Just like I'm wearing the hat.
Yep.
I contribute my little 0.0001%.
Well, it can be kind of scary though to do that, right? To like put your name all over everything, especially when it's your name.
Yeah.
So.
But then now they have to do a good job because they're representing you.
Yeah, I remember at one point it was scary having someone drive trucks.
Yeah.
You know, and you're not the one driving them and you don't know where they are.
Yeah.
There was a lot of mental hurdles to get over when it comes to trusting people with all that equipment, and especially with tree equipment because these lifts are really expensive. The trucks that tow the lifts around are really expensive. So you have to get over all that. And if you can't, then, you know, you just keep it a small operation, you and a few guys. And tree trimming can be a little unnerving.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it can be $100,000 to $200,000 worth of equipment going down the road.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But you have all the liability.
Yeah, we have all the insurance and all that too. Yeah, yeah. The tree business isn't a trial and error business. Like you have to hire people that already know what they're doing because it's just too risky. So if you're going to provide a tree service, you only provide quality tree service. You don't want to be the cheapest person for tree service because then you can't provide quality, which means you can't hire good people.
Yeah.
And then mistakes are made, and then you don't have a business anymore. So.
Well, Matt, who we just met's got 20 years of experience.
Yeah, he's amazing with tree work. So, you know, he knows how to operate the equipment. He knows how to operate the trucks and just everything. He knows how to actually take care of the client's property. Yeah. We got Tom Cruise over here. He's our buddy. Say hello to Tom.
You got your hats everywhere. We see
have hats.
These hats. These Anthony hats.
If you'd like a hat, please let me know.
What is this landscape business mentor?
That's something I have to help other landscape companies.
What's their biggest challenge?
They don't actually want to grow, which that's their choice, but we were talking about earlier, they say they want to grow, but they actually don't want to.
So then that's a lot of mindset. It's not even operational or marketing.
No, it's just mindset.
Just like this other guy that we're not going to name in that mastermind, where you and I both gave him advice in that mastermind, and he's not done anything as far as we can tell.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking with another business group about, which we expanded into 20 more cities this year.
Yeah.
And a big part of that was because we didn't think that any of our guys would want to drive a little bit further. But then when we say, well, we're going to increase our stability, we're going to increase our job stability, and we're going to grow where you can make more on top of that. Do you mind driving 30 minutes to 40 minutes or maybe an hour? And everyone across, no, if that's the trade-off, that's fair. Well, I just assumed that nobody would want to do that for like 2 years. So we just stayed in, 7 to 10 cities for a couple of years, which is also fine, but we're in 25, 26 cities at this point, just from that one limiting belief. Yeah. So, yeah. And it had nothing to do with equipment or employees or anything. Like, we already have all that to service those areas.
So does everyone have to come here? This is just me asking novice questions, but
yeah.
they've got to come here and pick up the equipment?
Yeah, we all meet here.
Wow.
But in the future, we will have other shops and other locations.
Yeah.
Because it only makes sense to do that. Like, some of our guys live in Nashville, Indiana, so it makes sense to have a shop there.
Right.
So they're not driving.
They can't just keep their trucks parked in their driveway.
Yeah, some do.
Okay.
Yeah, some drive the trucks home, so don't tell everyone I said that.
You're getting into artificial turf?
I'd like to, yes, because it could last 10 to 20 years with very low maintenance. And I've been inspired by the design I've seen in California and in Las Vegas when we came to visit you, because I like the boulders and the decorative stone. Mm-hmm. You can do a lot with that. And another thing, when you put a decorative stone or boulder somewhere, it can't die like a plant or a shrub. And it looks nice if you get the right one, and same with artificial turf. I saw that all over Las Vegas and California when we were there. Yeah. And it looks good.
Especially because grass at 110 degrees is hard to keep alive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Parker's got experience in artificial turf.
Yeah.
So let's get that going.
Yeah, that's right. I checked out his website. He does wonderful work.
Let's do a little cross-blogging, right?
Sure.
I wrote up an internal note, which I'll share with everyone else, on the idea of this 1-minute podcast.
Okay.
So you could interview Chris and ask him one question, or literally just submit an expert request through our system.
Okay.
And then he'll get this email saying, hey, Anthony has an expert request on, you know, what are the different kinds of artificial turf, or what does it cost, or why should I do this versus, you know, artificial turf versus, you know, sod or whatever. And then he can do the same for you and other people in our network.
Yeah.
And that way, this is a legitimate way to be able to build links and authority, share experience. It's like meeting people at a mastermind, but now we're sharing our experience. But it also helps your marketing, helps be Googleable.
With this, though, I'm telling you, all these people with 2 German Shepherds or dogs that are in the backyard, a lot of people might not like it in the front yard, some do, but even if you don't like it in the front yard, a lot of times the backyard is nice for artificial turf. It might cost more up front than seed and straw,
Right.
but you get the result right away. And you don't have to keep paying for it for 20 years. It's
Yeah.
just, it's there now, it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it lasts 10 to 20 years.
Yeah.
So
Won't turn
now you
yellow with
don't-
the dog peeing, that's great.
Exactly, and it has drainage. They have crushed limestone underneath it, I believe, and then there's holes in there so it actually drains.
Yeah.
And you can hose it off, and it just lasts a long time.
Yeah.
So I think artificial turf is great. We're definitely going to get more into that.
Yeah,
for
fantastic.
sure.
Are you doing
Yeah.
commercial stuff?
Yeah, we do a little
Like,
bit. Yeah, we have a few commercial
Soccer
accounts.
fields and
Yeah.
things like that?
Not yet.
For the turf? Oh,
No.
sport courts.
That, I mean, and that's a big deal. Certain seeds don't keep growing over and over. Like if you keep seeding over and over, a lot of times it gets to a point where it's even hard to grow anything there. I think that's why a lot of sports teams switched over to artificial turf.
Do you know every kind of maple and fir and shade tree and like you're a tree savant? Huh?
You're still learning though, always. That's what I love about plants and trees, and there's always something new, and weeds too.
Yeah.
Like they all have a name, you're always learning. So there's a lot of depth with owning a landscape company that you might not get in some other industries where, you know, you learn the five skills you need to learn and that's it.
Yeah.
With this, there's always something new to learn, and I love that about. I mean, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at all these different kinds of maples.
It's beautiful. What's the coolest thing of being Anthony from Anthony's Lawn Care?
The ripple effect where we got to a point where it's sustainable and the business can operate on its own. Back in the
you're
day,
having to be there all the
yeah,
time.
well, back in the day, if I missed one day, we might be in trouble. Like, oh my gosh, I can't even miss one day. And there's a lot of pressure with that.
Yeah.
You know, for years, like 3 years straight of, if I missed 2 days, the whole business could be in trouble. What I did was paid management more to take care of everything, and it's a fair deal for them. They're doing well. But if I miss a month or two, sometimes they'll do even better without me. So that's cool. And but the coolest thing is being able to partner with guys like Matt. When we just talk with Matt, this is a company where we want to participate in profit sharing because we're always thinking about what's in it for our employees. So I love, and our clients, we're thinking about what's in it for our clients, what's in it for our employees. And my favorite thing is being able to provide jobs for people where if we do better, they do better. It's not a dead end job. As long as we can keep doing better and growing, then they can keep doing better and growing as well. You know, there's some business owners that are like, how can we keep everyone at $14 an hour forever? But then they're the same people complaining about, I can't find any good employees. I'm thinking, okay, how can we still give clients a really good deal, but also have our employees make more and have ownership?
It's a tough balance.
When we get more efficient, we can give the client a better deal, and then they realize if they're more efficient, they can make more. My goal is a virtuous cycle, a financial virtuous cycle, or a positive feedback loop where it just builds upon itself.
Yeah.
That's the business model that I really want to have, where everybody understands that's what we're doing. So,
well, referrals and branding are key for you.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. And most of the employees that work here are referrals from other employees, and those have always been the best employees that we have. What's up, Nate? How you doing? You want me to open this? This garage door is way smoother than it used to be after Brad worked on it. I mean, it's still squeaky, don't get me wrong, but it was way worse before.